Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. My name is Dawn Chubey, and welcome to the Joylux shopping channel. Menopause made more joyful. Gosh, can you believe it? We're already like halfway through January. Happy New Year. If you're just join us for the first show of the year. Maybe you watched all last year. We were live since I think the summer. So we've been doing lots of these shows, and we're just so grateful that you are here and that maybe today is the day you take control and you empower yourself with your intimate health in addition to your overall health and well-being. So today we are going to be talking about the VFit, and we are going to be talking about the importance of treating your intimate area of your body like it is part of one of the most important parts of your life. I mean, it is your core, it is part of your confidence and so much more. So before we get into what the VFit is, I'm going to invite you, if you are watching on social media, and I'm just going to make sure I go to my Instagram and hit live. Excuse me, I'm going to invite you to join us at the link that I'm putting on Instagram, which is joylux.com/pages/streams. And when you do that, you'll get the most immersive experience. And it's not just about shopping. It's actually the space where we are going to be answering your questions. We will be providing additional information and insight. And it's the most engaging area. I can't jockey between Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all of that. So if you just join us at joylux.com/pages/streams, then you can learn so much more about this incredible, incredible product. So let's introduce you to Colette, who is the founder of Joylux. So Colette's actually got a background way back when of managing a series of like medical spas, like Mediclinics kind of thing. And, she was kind of thinking like, gosh, like there's so much technology here. And when she was thrust into perimenopause at the same time as postpartum, upon the birth of her son, she thought, well, is there not a way to use, red light therapy in a way that will, help us in our intimate areas? And that's where the VFit was born. And it was born out of technology, actually invented out of NASA, if you can imagine, when we talk about red light therapy. And of course, with the consultation of Dr. Sarah. So this is a device, and every product we are going to show you today and introduce you to is backed by science. And it's backed by real world knowledge. Dr. Sarah is a board certified OBGYN, and she knows, as you can see here, how important it is to prioritize your intimate health, right? Because it is part of your overall health. And she says VFit will help you regain your confidence and comfort in your intimate lives naturally and non-invasively. So this is a great time to talk a little bit about the stigma of menopause and what happens to our bodies. But before we get into that educational start, I want to say hello to North Sea, who has just joined us on the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to introduce you to the offers that we have. And you'll notice if you are on our proper shopping page. So again, if you are on our social media, join us at joylux.com. You'll find the live shopping page there under pages/streams. You'll see a little button as well. But you're going to notice we have several offers. So we've got the VFit on its own. We've got the classic VFit starter bundle, which I'll introduce you to in a second. We've got your rose gold bundle, okay, that again has several other products. And we've also got the Respin VFit collab, right? The Let's Spin collab. And this is the version that Halle Berry created in conjunction with Joylux and Dr. Sarah and of course Colette. So you're going to notice three beautiful wellness tools here. And I want you, as you watch this, and if you're watching on social media, elephant in the room, we know what this looks like. This is, though, the nature of our anatomy, where this device, a health and wellness device, has to be in the shape so that it can work with our female body. But make no mistake, we are talking about the safety, efficacy of red light therapy, vibration, gentle warmth to help with your intimate health in so many ways. So these are the three that are here. If you are wanting the VFit on its own, maybe you were watching all last year and you're like, this is the time that I'm going to take on the VFit, then you're going to pick up the Classic. The Classic is also available in a starter bundle, which will also include your photonic gel and your wipes. And it's a really, really great offer. It's $411. Just the VFit alone is $395. We do have payment plans available too, so you can find that on the live shopping page. Now, if you love everything that the Classic does, right, which again, we'll talk about the mechanisms in a second, but I just want to make sure you know what the differences are so that as we move forward, you know which one to pick up. This is the rose gold version, which is exactly like the Classic. Okay, it's the same, with the exception of obviously the design, very limited, right? So this is the newest sort of fanciness of our V-Fits, but it also will come with your photonic gel. It will come with your photonic wipes. And again, I'll go through everything that comes with this. And it also includes your serum for her. Okay, so we're going to talk about that again in a second. And then for those of you, hi Lee, we are going to talk to you a little bit about some of the questions you have. So thank you, Lee, Lourdes, welcome. We're going to answer all your questions. And then we also have the Halle Berry sort of version. What this one is it's all the benefits of the original V-Fit, which I just showed you, right, in both of those, rose gold and the classic, but it's also got an advanced user experience. So it's got more intensity, more power, more cycles on the vibration, comes in a nice red box with a personal note from Halle. So it's absolutely fabulous. But no matter which one you choose, they all have the same three mechanisms. And we'll talk about what those mechanisms do, but let me just outline what they are. So there's your V-Fit, all the same size. This is where the brain of your V-Fit is, okay? And as you work through this, I want you to think of the V-Fit as your personal trainer for your vagina. So then you are going to turn it on, and your protocol is starts at 6 minutes every other day, then goes to 8, then goes to 10 on your classic. If you are picking up the Halle version, then it goes up to 12, and there are a few other little bells and whistles, which we'll talk about. But you will choose your treatment time, and you will turn it on, and immediately you will see the red light, and you will feel, and you can probably hear the vibration. Overall, it's very quiet. It's a lot quieter than some of your other little things you got going on home. I'm going to turn it off just for the sake of this. It just so happened on a coincidence, when I turned it off, the light went brighter. The light goes brighter no matter what. So even if I had left it on, that was just sort of a coincidence. But look at the coverage of that red light therapy. Now, I want to let you know, and here's the thing, Joylux didn't invent red light therapy. They didn't, right? There's lots of red light therapy out of there. It was actually invented by NASA and used to help rejuvenate, grow, and nourish. And that's exactly what your V-Fit is going to do for your intimate areas. And so that's just one of the three mechanisms that the V-Fit uses. Okay. We've also got gentle warmth, right? And it's not hot. It's just like a cozy feeling. And we've got sonic vibration. And that's regardless of whether you pick up the Halle Berry version or, of course, the rose gold bundle. For those of you that are immediately interested in the Halle Berry version, let's put up what the key differences are, if we can, Lauren. Works exactly the same way, but here's the biggest difference between the Halle Berry version. It's got more LED power, right? Turns on exactly the same way. You've got an extra amount of time, so up to 12 minutes. It's got 4 more vibration modes, right? And there's your vibration button. You can turn it off or cycle it to do the different modes. You saw the brightness. Again, coincidence. I just happened to turn off the vibration. And it's got that custom chrome finish. And the case that it comes in, or the little satchel, is almost like a wedding dress bridal color, as opposed to the other V-Fit, which comes like with a ballet slipper pink. Let's pull up the Halle picture, because really when she started with V-Fit, she started with the original. Okay, she started with the original V-Fit, the one I have in my hand here. And with the original, the same one that many of you are looking at today, either in the bundle, the starter kit, or on its own, she said this is the game changer every woman must have. So then you might be thinking, okay, well, why did she create her own version? Well, she created it because she wanted to get there faster. She wanted to get there faster. And as a result, that collaboration with Dr. Sarah, Joylux, Colette, she also has created other products that are available for you as well, which we'll get to in just a second. So those are the mechanisms. But you might be thinking, right? You might be thinking, well, why do we need to do any of this? Well, let's take a look at what happens when we age, okay? So some of you might go, okay, well, I know this for my skin. It's why you spend hundreds of dollars maybe on lotions and potions and treatments, and maybe even red light therapy for your skin. But it actually also happens in our intimate areas. So we're just showing you, like, again, 35 to 55. And if I can get you, as you read this, to think of a raisin and a grape, right? A grape, same fruit. When it dries up, gets old, right? Ages, all the other things that happen to it, it turns into a raisin. So imagine that this is essentially what your skin is doing, which is why, we experience the tissue laxity. And again, that's all over your body, right? In the case of your intimate areas, it might register as bladder leakage or weakened pelvic floor, right? Maybe vaginal dryness, which of course can also equate to pain with intercourse, which is one of the main reasons also that Halle created her Let's Spin, which we do have available in 2 sizes. If you want to go and shop on our page, I've got both of those listed right now, so you can go ahead and start to read about them. And of course, I'm going to check your questions, I promise, in just a second. So that's what the VFit does. And there are 3 mechanisms, again, that get you those results. And the protocol is a very simple protocol. When we think about, 6 minutes every other day, maybe you're checking your phone in that time. Maybe you're laying in bed having your coffee. Maybe you're doing it at night when you're having your tea and your husband, like mine, is sitting out and watching his sports. So that's kind of how I think of it. It's not meant to add extra stress or an extra duty on your day. It's literally, it can be incorporated into something you're already doing, reading your book, checking your phone. If you work with a laptop on a little desk bed or bed desk, you can sit there and do your VFit right there. Maybe not during your Zoom call. But you can do it. So I don't want you to think of this as being stressful, not one other thing you have to do. But what I will also say is that nothing good comes out of doing nothing when you are suffering. And so that's where, we really encourage you to keep the conversation going and to remove the stigma about menopause, which I'm so grateful that there's such a great community as well with Joylux. I'm going to check our comments that we have here. Hello. I'm so glad we got so many of you joining. And if you are watching on social media, join us at joylux.com/pages/streams. And of course, you can also see the live shopping button. So here we go. Let me just make sure I don't delete anything. Okay, so we've got JLVMSV. I don't know what your real name is, but that's what it says on there. You love your Halle. Okay, so you love your Halle Berry. I love that. So maybe you're looking at a few of the Halle products. Now, I will say, although the classic VFit as well as the rose gold come in bundles, our Halle Berry collaboration, which again is the most powerful, the fastest, same technology, just gets you there faster, has some advanced settings, of course, does not come in a bundle. So it comes essentially with your charger. It comes with your beautiful, white satin case, but it doesn't come, and it comes with your charger, of course. But it doesn't come with some of the other things that I think might be worth looking into. So first of all, the photonic gel is available for purchase separately. It's also part of our starter bundle, which is our classic VFit, and also our rose gold bundle. What this does is that actually, when we think of the red light, is it actually increases the power of the light by 45%. So just the very nature of using your photonic gel with your classic VFit, now you're upping the power by 45%. Then you look at maybe your Halle Berry version, right? Again, works exactly the same way. We're going to pick our protocol. Oops, did I turn it on? Oops, can't see it there. There we go. Green light. There's 6, 8, 10, 12, right? I'm not going to let it run for 12. Here we go. Imagine this already more powerful, and then you get an extra 45%, right? So you can be darn sure that this is going to be a value for you to be able to do that as well. And on top of it, you're getting, there you go, the light goes on even brighter. And then you also get your, your photonic wipes if you're thinking of maybe picking those up. This, by the way, is not your body wipe. This is your device cleaner, if I can say it like that. So you all understand it. Hopefully, do you have any questions? If you have any questions about what the VFit is, again, think of it like your personal trainer. Let me know. Larita asks, can we use it every day? Here's the thing. We created a protocol, and I'm going to use the rose gold. This one, by the way, for me is the best value of bundles. So you can get the starter kit bundle for $411, right? Which gives you the wipes and the gel for essentially an extra $16 than just the device itself. So that's a really good deal as well. But honestly, for $445, you get the classic, which is a $395 value if this were just the classic, but this of course has the beautiful rose gold design. You also get the wipes, you get the gel, you also get the Revitalize Her moisturizing serum for your vulva. And wait until I tell you about this. So to me, like a $507 value that you're getting for $445, the best value for sure is this. But if you don't want all the other stuff, grab at the very least your VFit, and of course you can build your own bundle with the Halle version. So anyways, let me get back to your question. Larita, we create that protocol partially because that's of course what has been created, because we know what it takes to get you to where you need to be by around that 8 to 10 weeks, right? But we also honestly, we want to make sure that you had something that we knew would be easy for you to follow so that you wouldn't fall off the wagon, right? There's nothing worse than signing up for like a gym membership and they say, well, to do this, you got to come 12 times a day and then you'll get the results you want. Most of us would fall off and we'd feel like failures out of the gate. And there's nothing worse than feeling like, oh my gosh, I failed again at something. So what we believe and what we know is also incredibly effective, and according to 3,000 published studies on the safety and efficacy of red light therapy, we know that we can get you the results with the bare minimum protocol, which is every other day. So every other day for 6 minutes for about 1 to 2 weeks, you're going to go and use your VFit every other day. Then you're going to up it to your 8 minutes every other day for maybe another week or two. Then you're going to go up to 10 minutes, maybe another week or two. And then after that's maintenance. So like, that's really approachable, right? Like you think about that's like easy to do, right? And speaking of easy, by the way, the photonic gel does have a little bit of a slip, which might make it a little more comfortable also to insert. So just to let you know that not only helps with the power, but also can help with the insertion as well. But to answer your question now, and I eventually got there, if you feel comfortable and you are feeling good about using it every day, absolutely, because that is what's good for you. We tried to pick something that we thought would be good for most, but if that's what's good for you, here's what happens for you, Larita, is that you're going to get there faster. So, I mean, that's a great benefit. So maybe instead of 10 weeks to maintenance, maybe you're going to be, again, everyone's different, but maybe you'll be 8 weeks or 9 weeks, maybe sooner. Let's take a look at some of the testimonials too, because a lot of women actually feel the benefits in very short order. For some, just after a few sessions, like Kate. We have Donna who says this is one of the best investments for her health that she has ever made. Moisture, sensitivity, tissue health, and more. And then I absolutely love, and I keep saying this, but I love Lauren at 61 years young, at level 61, because we all want to be at the higher levels in everything except for somehow age. So let's call it a level, that every woman would be able to have VFit, and so happy with the results in just a few weeks. I want to take a look at what some of your other options are. So when we age, we already talked about what happens with your skin, right? Skin, face, skin, everywhere else. But we know that when we age, there are certain things that happen all over. Like we've got hot flashes. I've got help for that coming up in the show as well. We've got, dryness on, your vulva. We've got a solution for that. But when it comes to your intimate health, in particular the vagina, there are a few things that you can do. Listen, the VFit is not your only solution. Okay. But here's what else is out there for you. Hormone replacement therapy. Okay. Great. You can actually still be on hormone replacement therapy and use your VFit, by the way. This is non-invasive, doesn't conflict with medications. Okay. But not everyone can do hormone replacement. I have a friend who is going through cancer treatment. And when I was showing her the VFit, she was saying, oh my gosh, this is fabulous, because for her, she couldn't do hormone replacement because of the other medications and because of the treatments she was on. So that VFit, great option. She was very excited about that. Maybe to help with the weak pelvic floor, again, bladder leakage and all that stuff. Maybe you've been considering also vaginal rejuvenation. Great. If you've got the cash for it, and if you've got the potential maybe for some of the downtime or any of the other things that might happen, I have not done that. If you have, you can still use the VFit. Maybe that will also buy you some more time before you have to go and get it rejuvenated again. Maybe you'll forget the second time, but it's very expensive, right? $2,800 a year. Now enter the VFit, the classic. The price you're seeing right there is for the classic VFit. And we have this available for $395. We also, though, have bundles that are available that will get you some of the other things. So once again, the classic, we've got the rose gold, which comes in a bundle. It doesn't come on its own, the rose gold. But honestly, for $445 to get, the wipes, to get the photonic gel and the vulva moisturizer, it's a great, great buy. And then of course we've got the Halle Berry version. So, when you think about this, I'm going to say the stigma. I mean, I hope you don't feel the stigma of talking about menopause, but we've certainly seen an evolution, and thank goodness for things like TikTok. Thank goodness for the Joylux Instagram page, which I invite you to check out, because there's so much great information. Dr. Sarah is always posting tips and tricks beyond other, the products, of course. So, it's nice that we start to have a community, but it can still be kind of hard to talk to people about it. And so this is why we enjoy having these shows with you. And thank you for joining us, Larita. I'm glad I answered your question here. Okay, we have JLVSMV who said, sorry, and again, I don't know your name, said, yes, you can feel the results within a few sessions. Okay, and thank you for sharing your protocol. Let me share it with everyone else. And again, everyone's different. So we give you our recommended protocol, but you do you, my friends. Again, this is safe and effective and deemed so by the FDA as well as effective when it comes to the red light therapy for your overall health and wellness. She says she does 20 minutes a time. She says, I notice moistness, tightness, and sex drive increase, and the ease of orgasms again. Wow, that's the first time I've heard that one. So thank you for sharing that, because clearly we're looking at our overall intimate health, and that is also our sexual health. And she said, I notice a difference in my husband's reaction as well. You just made my day. I love that. Thank you for sharing. And someone did just add the Rose Gold VFit Menopause Empowerment Bundle. Good. I'm so happy. Oh, and I saw some of you put little hearts. Yeah, give us some emojis. Give us some interactions. I always forget to look at the live feed. I'm on kind of like the broadcast feed here. Yay, more hearts. I love it. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, let me see if anyone else asked any questions that I need to answer. I don't know why I'm not seeing, if I can move up, let me see. Okay. Okay, Christina, I think, wanted to know the difference between the Halley device and the others. Okay, so let me remember. So first of all, both of these are the classic, but I only have two hands. So both of these are the classic. One looks different and comes in a bundle, and the other one, again, comes on its own, but also a bundle, but a different bundle. But this is the same. This is the classic. This is the OG, delivers the full red light benefits. Again, proven solutions, as is the Halle Berry device. But here is the biggest difference. So first of all, they all work the same. So as I demonstrate this is relevant for all of these. Okay, but then as I do this, I'm going to show you the difference with the Halle device. So clearly it looks different. Exactly the same size. Okay, you can use the photonic gel with it as well if you want. It doesn't come with the bundle, but you can use it. You don't have to, but it does have a nice little slip so that when you put it on the edge of the device and you insert into your vagina, it does, give it a bit of a slip. Not as much as like a lubricant, but there is definitely some kind of qualities in there. One's for your device, one's for your sexual wellness, let's put it that way, or sexual enjoyment. So they all turn on, right? Turn it on. Everything charges right in here, okay? And when you charge it, you hear a little bzz, and that just means that, okay, it's in charging mode. It'll be red until it's green, and then it's charged. Turn it on, it's green. This is on. If I try to turn on the red light or anything like that, nothing's gonna happen. I have to get it to the first stage. So that is 6 minutes, right? 1 to 2 weeks. 8 minutes, 1 to 2 weeks, 10 minutes. The difference between these ones and this one of the differences anyway, is that this one also goes to 12 minutes, okay? So more power, gets you there faster. The LEDs, more power, additional cycles on the vibration. You turn it on, can you hear it? So you hear the bit of vibration, and there are different modes, right? So there's pulsing, waves, all sorts of things. And you get a whole instruction book. So don't worry that if this is going fast for you. I'm just gonna turn this on for the sake of it. There, did you see that? Went very bright. All of these go bright like that. This one's brighter. This one is stronger. This has more LEDs. Again, more vibration modes. When you insert, again, you're going to put a bit of that photonic gel just on the edge, on the end. And then you're just going to rub it in, and then you're just going to insert into your vagina, and look at the coverage. So you can see how, to even see it go through my hands, there's so much coverage of that red light. Now, don't be fearful of the size of this. This is the brain of your VFit device, your health and wellness personal trainer, your VFit. Okay. Now what you're going to feel is just a gentle warmth. So it almost feels like a little cozy hug, if I can say that. It's not hot. I tell you what, I just made a bagel before I went to air here, and bagels get really hot in the toaster. Like I burnt myself from a bagel. So believe me when I say this is just a nice, gentle warmth. And it's not just like this random wavelength. The wavelengths of the late, I don't want to say laser, but the red light. Oops, there's my, why do I have an alarm? I don't know why I have an alarm. Some alarm I must have set for yesterday. Let me turn that off. Okay, so good, it was a gentle one. My husband always says I have one alarm that's very loud and he calls it violent, but that was actually quite relaxing. So yes, so it's a gentle warmth, kind of nice little cozy. And again, these are at very specific wavelengths. So we have the top at Joylux, and of course, again, under the guidance and a formulator and board certified OBGYN and partner, Joylux, all that stuff. Everything is very intentional. It's not like, hey, let's just put some LEDs. Hey, let's just put some vibrations. It's the perfect wavelength to make sure that you get the results that you desire. Again, for the repair, the growth, the rejuvenation, right? And of course, there's also laser scientists that have deemed what is exactly the right wavelength, right? What are the vibrations we need to work those muscles and to strengthen the tissue in your vagina? So many people also think like, well, are the Kegels I'm doing enough? Listen, if you're good at Kegels, then go start a school account to teach people how to do Kegels properly, because I still think most people don't know how to do them. But yes, and you should still do Kegels. No reason not. But and this can replace your Kegels, but it also doesn't have to. Okay, you can still do your Kegels. However, the thing that we don't get, oops, did I turn this on right here? Oops, there we go. Oh, yeah, I've had one that my battery, I think it's just not charging as easily, but let me just check to see if this one will. Here, I've got an extra one. There we go. Perfect. Okay, but what you don't get with Kegels is you don't get the tissue repair. So you might increase your pelvic floor strength, right? But you won't get the tissue repair that the red light therapy gives you. Now, when you think about the vibration, I know I was presenting when I was visiting my dad in Edmonton. So you can imagine, here's Dawn holding the VFit and my dad walking downstairs going, what are you doing? But you hear the vibration. So you can imagine, like, for people that aren't educated about what this device is, this wellness tool, this personal trainer for your vagina is, you might be thinking, oh, this is your toy because it's vibrating. I will tell you it's not. First of all, it's a sonic vibration, so it's a very different vibration. It's for lack of a better word, it's not like a jackhammer. And I know you're all probably laughing, but we're all girls here. And if you're guys here, I'm sorry, but you should know what's going on with the women in your life's bodies, okay? Just like Christina said, or was it Christine that said, yes, my husband is like the results too. So when I used to work at the shopping channel, because I used to work at the shopping channel, and I was one of the first hosts that brought the VFit, to the Canadian audiences, and we sold out in one show. But we were talking about the importance of the vibration, and the vibration, what it does is among many things, it helps with the circulation. So there are lots of other devices out there that do this for other parts of your body. So there are like vibrating plates that athletes and skaters and hockey players and other athletes might stand on, right, to build up the circulation. When we get that circulation, we get that blood flow. I mean, think of it, right? Think of what gives us that nice plumpness and our collagen and all that kind of stuff, right? And when I refer to this as a personal trainer, and the reason there are the different modes, and it's not just like a single vibration, and again, more vibration modes because Hallie wanted it, right? She wanted the super trainer. Think of it like when you go to the gym workout and you do bicep curls and you're like, great, I'm doing bicep curls. I'm doing really great. Well, eventually your body kind of gets a little bit used to how those bicep curls are happening. So it's nice to sort of shake up. Maybe you're doing a form just a slightly different, right? A little heavier weight, whatever it is. So that's kind of the reason for all of this. The best way I can describe it is if you think of this as a little bit of your spa treatment and personal trainer, your rejuvenation treatment and your personal trainer, then that's probably the best way for me to describe this. Let me check to see if we have any other questions. Mary said, if you are using, okay, so Mary's, thank you. Mary asked a question, I think, about the app. So Heather also, by the way, from the Joylux team is answering some of your questions if I don't get to them. So again, if you're watching on social media, you're not seeing the chat here and I can't answer all those questions, but if you go to joylux.com/pages/streams, that's where we're doing this whole conversation live. Okay. So asking about the app. So Heather said, okay, because everyone gets access to the app. And by the way, you can access the app even if you're only picking up the Let's Spin today, right? There's lots of great information on there. But what it actually does is it has a countdown for you for your treatment time. So then from that point, you can go ahead and, you know how your treatment time is. It will monitor your sessions and kind of keep you on track and all of that stuff. So one of the things that Heather said, the most efficient is use the app where you can watch the countdown and then control the device from your app. Yeah, so you can control the device from your app, but you can also control it manually. So there's a few ways. I'm not going to get too much in the weeds of that because you will get your complete instructions. And if you want to, after this session, go ahead and download the Joylux app. From there, you can learn more about the company. You can sort of see what's there. I suspect over time, there will also be a more building of a community and more education in the form of a library. So it's really good to kind of get in on these things. And again, we're talking about a device that has been given like a kiss of, like a mwah, we love you from the FDA on the efficacy of this as a wellness device, and supported by over 3,000 published studies, the majority by women, on the health and effectiveness and safety of red light. Remember, we have several mechanisms with your VFit, regardless of which one you choose. So we've got your red light therapy, right? The high-powered are red light LEDs, and there's the wavelength. I don't know what that means, but I know that scientifically it is the perfect one to help you with the tissue repair. And that's not Dawn saying it. That's not Colette, who owns Joylux and founded Joylux. It's actually scientists and laser scientists that know this technology and understand the benefits and what it does. And of course, with Dr. Sarah, who's a board certified OBGYN. Gentle heat, 40 degrees Celsius. Again, this is the perfect heat. And it's comfortable, but that's not why. It's, again, to promote that tissue repair. And 6 sonic modes. You have more modes, however, with our Halley device. Everyone gets access to the connected app. And our treatment modes, 6, 8, and 10 on our classic and our rose gold. And you get a total of 12 minutes if you go with our Halle Berry device. I just keep calling it that, but it's actually called the Respin by Joylux. And what did she say on this? This is the game changer every woman must have. I'm just reading the box. You get a red box with this one. It doesn't come with other things, but it is our most advanced model, the most powerful. If you're picking up that, I do recommend that you pick up, at the very least, the photonic gel. And then who doesn't want some wipes to be able to clean the device? All of the things you need, however, are included with our rose gold bundle. And there's also a complete menopause bundle that has all sorts of other stuffs in there. If you want like the creme de la creme of your other products, that can come in there. And yeah, we've got that listed, so you can go ahead and read it for yourself. But there's some great bundles. There it is. It's so this is the empowerment bundle that I've got here. But we've also got an incredibly comprehensive bundle available for you at Joylux, of course, in addition to each and every other product. Okay, let me check on questions. Then I want to go through some of the other products that we have while you sort of filter maybe some of your additional questions. So we have, Dawn, you're getting a facial red light therapy session. Well, let me tell you. So this is the thing. When I was talking about, Joylux did not invent by any means. Yeah, I think this one I didn't. It's just didn't charge enough. Luckily, I've got 2. Actually, I've got lots. I thought people were probably going, when I was traveling, I had all of my VFits in my luggage and I kept waiting to get pulled aside by airport security going, what? They didn't, which also goes to show how we're starting to see the stigma kind of go away from devices like this. So it's very important. But as I mentioned before, it's not like Joylux actually invented red light therapy. It was actually invented and used by NASA. And of course, we know that the benefits are to rejuvenate, to help, grow and support your tissue repair, and of course, nourish. Over 3,000 published studies. You saw how bright that went as well. But this is like the technology. Yes, we see devices, and watch, this will be the meme someone makes, but we've seen devices where you have red light treatment on your face. I was watching the shopping channel the other day, and there's a well-known brand who has this mask. And do you know that they were selling this mask for $1,200? Now, I'm not suggesting it's not worth it, right? But isn't it interesting? I find this so fascinating that we will spend $1,200 for red light for our face. And it's got lots of modes, and there's definitely not dissing it if you can afford it. But we've also seen like face serums for $100 or even $60 or whatever it is. And we seem to have no question or issue. And our partners have no question or issue on anything that has to do with our face, maybe our décolleté, right? We seem to think that that is so like normal. And why wouldn't we do that? Like that's now become a need, right? Instead of the typical want. When it comes to our intimate health, I find it fascinating that we feel like we have to, give ourselves permission, almost like to justify somehow that we should do that is also a need and not just a nice to have, right? Natural lubrication, non-painful sex, increased sensation. Let's take a look at the benefits that the V-Fit gives you, because isn't it interesting that these, if it's to do with our face and if it was all vanity, we would have no question at all on go ahead and, again, for the transactional side, I'd add to cart. And this is more than transactional. This is an emotional purchase that you're making, right? Because we're talking about improved sensation, right? Getting that smile back on your face, getting that, confidence back, not just in bed and during sex, but also in life. Like, it transcends all parts of you, doesn't it? Increased vaginal hydration. And then when we talk about more confident, more comfort, and less pain, increased vaginal hydration is also not just about sexual intercourse, right? I don't know about you, but if you're dry down there, like you feel it when you walk, you feel it when you're sitting, like it transforms into a lot of other little symptoms, right? And then of course, then there's a psychological effect. And sometimes we don't even think about that, which is why I think sometimes it's hard for us to talk to our doctors. Maybe it's hard for us to talk to our partners, maybe even our girlfriends. But I'd like to think that more and more it's a lot easier, right? I'd like to think that more and more we're seeing that stigma go away. And when you have doctors who provide testimonials like I'm going to show you right here, you start to realize, my gosh, like there are doctors out there that understand what you're going through. And if you don't have a doctor that understands that this is part of your overall wellness, I mean, listen, you take it or leave it, but maybe it's time to find another doctor, because I would want a doctor like Dr. Sarah. And guess what? Dr. Sarah is everybody's doctor, because she's with Joylux and she absolutely is very engaged on social media. If you ask a question, she will answer that. They will find a way to answer it, whether through content or maybe directly, but she recommends the V-Fit to her patients, right? Who have had children, have gone through menopause. It's an innovative red light therapy technology. It helps tone, increases, the sensation and tightness. We've got other OBGYNs that don't work with Joylux. So even if you were to sit there and go, well, sure, Dr. Sarah works with Joylux. She is a board certified OBGYN. She can't just say things and, without losing her credibility, right? But then let's take a look at who else is out there. Dr. Susan. V-Fit is an incredible tool to help women finally feel confident again. And then we've got Dr. Prouse. For my patients, V-Fit is an easy, effective, and all natural, a perfect fit. And I will tell you, and if we have any doctors that are watching, chime in if you've experienced the V-Fit, if you've recommended it. I think it was the last show, and I think it was, I can't remember the doctor. I want to say Dr. I think the first name started with an L. It was Dr. L, maybe it was her handle. And she has said that she absolutely recommends it. And she was introduced to it by somebody. And then now she recommends it. And I will tell you now, I can't speak for everybody's health insurance plan, but there are some plans also that will cover this, because this is a health and wellness device. Not unlike, I hate to kind of make comparisons, but again, we used to sell devices with like TENS technology that you could buy at the shopping channel and you can buy online, right? So a doctor back, and insurance would cover that as well. So again, it depends on your insurance, but it's well worth an ask. But even if it's not, ask yourself this, what changes if you don't take control of your intimate health in all ways, whether you purchase this today or not? Unfortunately, it doesn't just sort of stay the same. It actually gets worse, which is why when we can offer you a solution, it really is, as Hallie, I don't know how to say it better, a game changer. It's a game changer and it's available for you. We also have payment plans available as part of her membership, which I think is $169. Breaks up your payments. You also get basically a subscription to get a variety of different products. I don't know which products, but if you can read about it. If you're on our site right now watching, you just click the button and learn about it. Okay, we have DP who said, if you purchase the Joyspin version, okay, so she's talking about the Respin version. Is it necessary to, no, you don't purchase the upgrade. This is the upgrade included. Okay. So DP, so that's a great question, because we might have some of you that just love the community of these shows and you already have your classic V-Fit. So maybe you already have this V-Fit. Okay. And you're thinking, well, do I have to buy the Halle Berry version? No, you don't. Okay. If you already have the classic, or if in, I don't know, a couple of months you go, you know what? I love my rose gold, but I kind of wish I had bought in the Halle version because you wanted the advanced, modes and vibrations and stronger and all that. Then you just do the upgrade. It's a software upgrade. So you don't actually have to buy a different VFit. So I hope that answers the question for you, DP. If you get this, this is the upgrade. This is the upgrade it's the plus. Okay. This one does not come with any other things. So DP, if you are thinking of like, well, what else should I get? You don't need anything else with this. You actually don't. But what might you consider and why? At the very least, I would grab the photonic gel. It's going to make this even stronger. So then now it's a plus plus. But it's also got this photonic gel. It makes it stronger, but it's also got a little bit of, first of all, skin loving ingredients in this. So like hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, all of that, right? It's got a nice little slip. Now it's not as slippery as like your lubricant, which I'll go to next. But it has a nice little slip. So when this is on the edge, right? Because you're just gonna give it a little rub, right? And then it just makes it a little easier to insert. So remember, you're going to turn it on, right? You're going to pick your mode. I'm just pressing buttons to go, but you can go up to 12 on the upgraded version. And then you insert, right? And then 6 minutes, 8, 10, up to 12 on this device, up to 10 on your classic. Now, okay. Is there a smaller VFit? Dale, there is not a smaller VFit. So the part, again, like everything, there's a learning curve, right? If you go to the gym, you're going to have to learn how to use something. You got to get used to the weight. You got to get used to things. Some women find it useful to use like a vaginal dilator to kind of get used to maybe the opening a bit. I would say like the more you can relax, the easier it's going to be. It's just like anything, right? The photonic gel will help with the insertion, but it's just going to take, you do have to kind of get used to it. Unfortunately, like it can't be flexible. Like just the nature of this device, it's just got to go in, but you can see it's ergonomic. I don't even know if that's the right word for this particular body part, but it's ergonomically designed. I think that's probably right. Just means it works with our body, but that can be helpful, but no, it's not smaller. There's a lot of tech in here. Like a lot of tech. Again, I'm not the creator of it, but I would imagine that the consideration on what's the smallest size we could possibly do to make this effective was probably a chat that happened, because again, this is also women designed. So I would imagine that was a big part of the conversation. But yeah, this is, ultimately, this isn't your pleasure device, right? It's not that it's not pleasurable to use, or that you can't, feel comfort and that it's easy to use and all that. But this isn't your toy. It's a wellness device. And so for 6 minutes a day to get the results, and I want to put up the results that we can, you can experience again. And also we will show you some testimonials. And I invite you, when you're clicking on the buttons, to take a look at the hundreds and hundreds of testimonials that we have. But, for me, if I knew that I could get improved sensation, increased natural vaginal hydration, right? And then we've also got other lubes that you can help with that too. More confident, improved wellness. For me, 6 minutes, I can probably handle that. But yeah, it might take you a little bit to get used to. What's great about this though, is that there is all the support in the world from Joylux. Let's put the number up if we can too. So throughout any of the presentation, or if you're watching the replay, or if you get your VFit home and you're like, I have a question, you can always follow me on social media and I can answer where I can, or you can go to Joylux, or you can just call that number and they're there to help. And of course, if you ever have anything from a medical standpoint, I'm not a doctor, right? Dr. Sarah can only answer so many questions, but you should always talk to your regular doctor if you have any questions. But remember, this is a drug-free solution. It is non-invasive. It's natural. And I will tell you too, the products that we have support your overall wellness as well. So, okay. I want to talk about the Let's Spin. So the Let's Spin, this is FDA approved actually, and this essentially is your lubricant. So even though I mentioned that the photonic gel has, some slip to it, it's to be used with your device. You're not using this with your partner, right? If you happen to have sex afterwards, and it's fine, right? Because it's again pH balance. Natural, has beautiful skin loving ingredients, but this is for your device. That's the primary reason for it. The Let's Spin is your lubricant. Let's take a look at some of the incredible benefits and ingredients and stuff that we have. So we have this available in 2 sizes. So we have the smaller version, which is 40 mils, and it's just like in a tube, squeezy tube. And this one's like glass, I guess, and it's 60 mils. And so Halle Berry, this is with her and Dr. Sarah. So remember, Dr. Sarah is part of Joylux. She is a board certified OBGYN. And so they created this with Halle's stamp of approval and insistence on these things. Relieves pain during sex. Yes. Treats vaginal dryness. Yes. Vitamin E, aloe, all coconut oil, all sorts of things. It's unscented, by the way, enhances comfort during intermittent moments and provides unparalleled hydration. I mean, this again is a lubricant, but it also acts. We have skincare for your vulva, but you know, this is kind of benefiting you inside and outside, if I can say, because obviously if you're using this, it's going inside you, which is why it's so important, the formulation, that it's clean, that it's pH balanced, that it doesn't wreck with your microbiome. It's got the aloe vera, it's got the hyaluronic acid, and then we've got ingredients that I can never pronounce, so I'm not going to try today because I'm clearly having stumbles. Helps hydrate tissue. All right. So that a great product. I'm going to pull up actually the Joylux Instagram, and I invite you to go to the Joylux Instagram afterwards and give them a follow. There's always a ton of great advice, but I want to show you really quickly. And I'm going to check messages. Oh, Loretta, great. You got the intimacy gel. Wonderful, wonderful. Laura says, I have the Let's Spin gel. I've been using it by itself. How often do I need to apply during sex or every day? Okay, so the primary, let me just get this going and then I'm going to answer this. And I know Heather's there too. So the primary, oh my gosh. Okay. I got a new upgrade on my phone. Sometimes those things, I don't know. They seem to be a bit more pain than not. Okay. The primary reason for the intimacy gel is for your intimate moments. Okay. Now, if you want skincare for your vulva, okay. Now it's not that you can't use your intimacy gel as a moisturizer, just that wasn't the primary reason, but of course it's skin loving. You could use it every day if you want. There's no reason. As long as you like using it, as long as it's feeling good, great. But we also have a vulva moisturizer. Now this isn't for inside. This is for your vulva, right? Remember basic biology. And this is not because I don't assume people don't know, but I think it's always good to kind of use the language that we're all on the same page. The vagina is, you know, inside, and then you've got your vulva. And then I know there's other parts of that area, but I don't know. I don't know. That the point is to talk about this is for the outside. So this is your moisturizer. And I think that was Laura. $45 for this Revitalize Her. And it really is to revitalize your vulva. So for the same reasons you would use skincare and serums on your face, this is for your vulva. And you'll notice it is a serum consistency as opposed to like a butter, because putting a butter down there isn't going to spread as well. It's not going to work as well. It's so important to note that this is OBGYN designed as it is for the Let's Spin. And here's why. Because when if you go to the drugstore, if you've ever bought like a lube, maybe one of those ones like, I don't know, do they even make those ones where like smell like blueberry and you blow on them or something, they turn hot? Like, it just seems like for me, those are like a yeast infection waiting to happen. I don't know why. I'm sure that they've done all the testing, but nowhere on there do they ever like brag about the fact that it is an OBGYN formulation. This is what you get with Joylux. Okay. So OBGYN designed, pH balance, works with your microbiome, all clean formulation. Now, this smells delicious. You might have seen like the little, I don't know if we had the little oranges in the picture, but it's mandarin orange, like essential oil, like essence. It's absolutely beautiful. And there is so much in here. And for $45, I swear, if you had the quality of ingredients in your skincare that you have in here at this price, you would be running, not walking, and grabbing as many as you could, because I have sold serums, and maybe you've bought serums that are worth like over $100. Of course, this doesn't have actives, right? So I'm not suggesting it's exactly the same, clearly, but if I can just sort of highlight that the quality of the ingredients here, you will be so impressed with. And yes, you can use this once a day, twice a day. You can use it like in the middle of the day if you feel like, gosh, you just want to use it. Now, along the same lines of, I misplaced it. Oh, I'll grab it from over here. Oh, I think oops, watch, I'll probably tear down my whole display if I do it like this. I do want to bring up, well, that's pretty good. It's almost like I was thinking it was being like a dominoes, everything falls down, or Jenga. I want to highlight, we also have, because the first thing I thought, okay, we've got this beautiful mandarin orange sort of smell. It also exists in your She Bar. And your She Bar, we had this question come up last time. So a lot of you watch every week or every 2 weeks, and we love that. Some of you are new, so this is why I'm kind of bringing up previous conversations, and we're still looking at your comments. Heather's there answering if I don't get right to it. So please feel free to do that. But this is a cleansing bar. We had somebody on the last event saying, I thought I wasn't supposed to use soap down there. Right. This isn't soap. Okay, so it's first of all, it's a cleansing bar and there's no harsh soap ingredients. You'll even notice, it's hard to do, even see in the picture, but you can maybe see how airy the bubbles are. It's not like a lathery, creamy, lathery soap, right? It's like almost like air bubbles, almost like when you blow bubbles, like that kind of thing. So it's pH balanced, all clean, again, OBGYN designed, and it has that beautiful smell, right? Oh, like I'm telling you, it's so beautiful. And this, we know that the vagina is a self-cleaning, I don't want to say mechanism, but like entity, right? In itself. By the way, you're not putting this inside, okay? It is all clean, but it's not meant to like clean inside. Your vagina is self-cleaning, which is why, things like douches and stuff always get a really bad rap, and rightfully so. Again, I'm not a doctor, so you do you, girls. But this is for the outside. The scent won't linger. It's a nice fresh scent. And then eventually it kind of just goes away. So it's kind of a whisper to start. But this is just to help you with your confidence. And I say this always, and I always want to really tread lightly because I don't want to create more of a stigma for people, because I know there's always this like sometimes discomfort, maybe embarrassment over our natural aroma, which should not be the case because it is how we are supposed to smell, until it's not. And this is why I say go to the Joylux page, because Dr. Sarah actually has a post on talking about when it's time to go see a doctor. And we know our bodies. But in general, this was created because Colette herself just wanted to kind of feel more fresh and just was maybe a little self-conscious. And so she created this, and it's very inexpensive. I think it's $13. Yeah, $13. I think there might even still be some bundles online where you can pick up like 3 bars and it works out to be like a bit of a discount, but pick up 1 bar today if you can. It's beautiful. You can use it on the rest of your body if you want. It's absolutely lovely. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And again, it's a nice kind of pairing to your Revitalize Her. It's got that kind of same smell and all of that. I will say, for those of you that are getting, your rose gold bundle, because you get the serum, maybe just add the She Bar. And if you are thinking, I'm not sure I need the V-Fit today, maybe I want to hang tight, I'm not here to pressure you. My whole job is here to inform you. We've created bundles that make it easy, including our membership, which gives you a purchase plan. So, my job is just to educate you, but maybe you're thinking, gosh, I sure would like to start with something. Well, maybe you're starting with the She Bar, right? We've highlighted that on our shopping page right now. If you're on social, join us, joylux.com/pages/streams. I put it in the pin. You can also just go to joylux.com. And maybe you're thinking, oh gosh, maybe I'll just pick up the serum, right? So these are 2 that I showed you. I also highlighted, and I will go back to the V-Fits after. So don't worry, everybody. If you just joined us, you're not late. You're right on time, right? We've been going for about a half hour, maybe a little bit more now. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. Where does the time go? But I did want to also feature a couple of other products. So just very quickly, we have a product that's actually not for your intimate health. We have 2 of them actually. So we have the Nourish Her. This is a body butter. So this is nothing to do with your vulva, vagina, nothing. Okay. This is literally Joylux being your very best friend during your menopausal. Possible to be menopausal, menopause, perimenopause, postmenopause. We get dry. We talked about this, right? Our skin all over gets dry. We lose the laxicity and all that kind of stuff. This is your body butter. We get even drier during menopause. So this is really thick. It's very luxurious. It is all clean, vegan, paraben free. It's also unscented. Unscented. That can be kind of hard to find, right? And believe me when I say, so you see how thick that is. Okay, you can see I've been using it. And I don't know, share with me, ladies, like, do you get dry right here too? I don't know if it's like all of a sudden the places where we get dry. And so this actually occupies a lot of surface area. You don't need a ton. Well worth adding to your cart if you're, well worth adding to your cart if you're already adding stuff as well. Okay, now we also talked about how other menopause symptoms can be offered like a significant relief. And again, this is different than the intimate area. This is not for your vagina. It is not for your vulva. It is for your hot flashes. So hands up, comment in the chat, my ladies, if you have already experienced hot flashes or if you just run warm. Tell me where you are at in your hotness journey. For me, myself, I had a hot flash, I think it was 2 shows ago. So I still get them here and there, but I'm kind of in like perimenopause right now, but I have started to get hot flashes. In the process of talking about hormone replacement with my doctor, we're kind of on that route. But again, anything that I'm presenting with you today doesn't conflict with that. So these are bra inserts with phase change phase technology. It changes when the phases. I don't know. I can't remember. What does it say? Did it say? No. Okay, there we go. Patented phase change. I did get it right. So these just go in your bra. Okay. And let me show you. And by the way, we talk about hot flashes, but if you're breastfeeding, maybe your nipples are sore. Maybe you've been like going, hey, let me get an ice pack or some frozen peas. And that doesn't feel so good. Sometimes that can almost feel like a burn. It can be messy, right? Drippy and all that. These are actually designed for hot flashes because your hot flash starts at your chest. So this being in your bra makes the most sense. So here's what it looks like when it's at its solid state. Now, if I want, I'm not going to just kind of, but it's, I could move it if I want. It's kind of in the consistency of coconut oil. So I've had in my one boob, let me take it out for you, one for almost an hour and a half or so. Oh yeah, okay, this is perfect. I like it actually when you see it in its like mid phase. So here's what it looks like before you put it in. And this is also what it hardens to again, because these are reusable. These aren't one and done. These also do not have to go in the freezer. You could put them in if you want, but it's like, you'd only do that because you want extra coldness. What happens is as your body heats up, it emits the coolness. So if that makes sense. So it goes from this, and then I just took this out of my boob. And this is, look at that, guys. So you can see there's still some coolness in there. Now, right now, this feels a little bit warm to the touch because my body has heated it up, which is why it's essentially melted, right? And so that's kind of what happens. Eventually, this just gets completely liquefied. Okay. The other side's almost like a little microfiber. I've had these now for almost a year, and I'm still using the same ones. I actually have 2 packs. I recommend. They're not very expensive. I think they're $21. Maybe pick up a couple because I keep one by my bedside and I keep one in my purse. And when I was on a road trip with my dad, we did a kind of like a Vancouver, Canada to Yuma drive. Yuma was quite a bit warmer than where we were. And my dad also liked keeping the apartment very hot. So it was very tough for me because I was going through kind of, again, I'm running warm, as I like to say to my husband. So I was really grateful to have these, and that had nothing to do with hot flash. It just had to do with I was feeling warm. Maybe you are someone who likes to walk outdoors and you get warm when you're walking. This can provide an incredible amount of relief. And if you are a really good friend, which I know you are to somebody, gift someone a set of these, because it's like the thing that people just go like, oh my gosh, I can't believe what a difference this makes. And especially for the cost. I mean, and you don't have to have one of those weird fans around your neck and all that. You can still do all that, but I love the Cold Her. Okay, I think that was it for the products. I do have time to quickly remind you about what our VFit bundles are. Suzanne, what's the shelf life? I don't think we answered that here, but I'm just going to go with the general of what I know about skincare in general. Typically, skincare unopened typically 2 years unopened, right, is typical. Sometimes people say a year opened and all that, but when it's unopened, and typically you keep things in a cool, dry space, like under your, bathroom sink or something like that, typically it's, 1 to 2 years. I've seen as much as 2 years, but you'll get all that information from Joylux for sure. But, I don't want you to think that, oh my gosh, your Revitalize Her is going to expire on you in a month. No, of course not. Of course not. And you don't need a lot. This will actually last you a very long time. Suzanne, great. Hopefully that helped you. The lube, yeah, same kind of thing. Remember, these are not, ingredients, clean formulations. So treat this like you would kind of skincare when it comes to the care of it. Okay, so I hope that answered you. Laura said, I love the bar. The smell is fabulous. I'm 64. I feel self-conscious at times. Is it my age? I don't know. Yeah, I know. I understand. And I don't know about you guys, but I even find like body odors changed, right? I'm just in the start of this journey, so I appreciate any tips and tricks all of you have. Okay, we had a question. A customer was asking about the vibration The explanation of the vibration panels. Okay. So let me just I'm going to pull out the rose gold. Remember, the rose gold is our classic. These are 2 classic. Okay. And I'm going to compare all these for you right now as well. And sorry, I just saw that message, Heather, but let me go through this again because we're near the end of our presentation. I have 3 devices in my beautiful little paws here. Okay. Both of these are the classic. Okay. It's the classic device, full red light benefits, perfect if you want the proven solution. Both of these are the same. This one has a design difference, and this also comes with extra products, but these are the exact same classic device. We also have the upgrade. This is the the Respin by Joylux upgrade. Okay, so it's all the benefits of the original. These are the original. Well, the white one is actually the original. The other one's a design upgrade. But you also get added intensity options, okay? And a more advanced user experience. So you get more LED power, additional 12-minute session time, 4 additional vibration modes, and a custom chrome finish. So that's the difference, okay? And by the way, the Halle Berry version does not come in a bundle, but I want to just explain the devices for you, because then you can look at the bundles yourself, right? And figure out what's best for you. And we have payment plans. So I hope that the price doesn't stand in your way. If you are wanting to have a more joyful menopausal journey, then, let this be your sign. And if you're not yet at menopause or perimenopause, remember, this is your personal trainer. All 3 versions are a personal trainer for your vagina. So you can be 20 and go, well, why would I wait? Why would I wait to go to the gym for me to be all, saggy? No, you don't. You go like, if you can do it early, great. I mean, this technology didn't exist when I was 20. So, I mean, yes, if you want to be proactive, absolutely. So here we go. So you turn it on, and I'm going to explain the vibration as well. But remember, there are 3 mechanisms. The protocol is 6 minutes every other day. Then you go to 8. Then you go to 10. On the Halle Berry Plus version, you go up to 12. Everything turns on the same. You immediately hear vibration, and you immediately see the red light go. Now, in just a few moments, you're going to see the red light really, really pop. Again, stronger still with the Halle device, and made stronger still, not necessarily the brightness of the light, but the efficacy of the power, 45% more when you use the photonic gel, which does come with your rose gold bundle. Okay, now do you hear that? So you hear the vibration. There are pulses, there's waves, there's different strengths. There's also, you can control. So here's where you control everything. Okay, I'm just going to turn it off for this purpose. But I explained it before, like, yes, we know that there are toys that offer vibration, and I hate to say it, but kind of like a jackhammer vibration. That is not this. Again, this is a health and wellness device. It is a personal trainer. Can it be pleasurable to use? Sure. But this is really designed with a purpose. So when we talk about the vibration, I remember selling on the shopping channel vibration plates. And maybe you've been to a gym where you stand on something that looks like those old school scales and it vibrates. That's to increase the circulation. That's to get the blood flowing, the pumping, right? What happens when we get the blood flowing and pumping? Everywhere, right? We see that collagen reproduction. We see all those benefits, that circulation. We get the rosy cheeks, right? We start to see that rejuvenation of our intimate areas with that vibration. So it's very, very intentional. And once again, it's at the perfect sonic levels, right? And the red light's at the perfect wavelength to promote the healing, the growth, the rejuvenation. And different than your Kegels, which again may help with pelvic floor strength, it doesn't help with the circulation in the same way. It doesn't help with the tissue repair in the way the red light does. So I hope that answers your question, but that's why we've got the different vibration modes. And the biggest thing, if I were to equate it to, if you went to the gym and you did the bicep curls the same way all the time, your body eventually gets used to it, and then it sort of peaks. Right? So when you go to the gym, and if you go to a personal trainer, remember, this is your personal trainer, you want to work out. Sometimes it's just a different position change. Sometimes it's a speed change. Sometimes it's a heavier weight or a lighter weight. Sometimes you could work out with heavy weights all the time, and your trainer say, let's do a week of lighter weights, because it's going to do something different for you. So that's what the purpose of those vibration modes are. And that's why, despite, again, the very nature of how this looks because of our female anatomy, despite the fact that it's got a vibration, which we know there are toys that have vibration, this is a health and wellness device. There are over 3,000 published studies on the safety and efficacy of red light therapy to promote your wellness, and in particular, intimate area. And so as a result, the FDA has given a check mark saying, yeah, this is an incredible health and wellness device. And really, when you go to Joylux, it is all about your overall health and wellness. Right now, I don't know if you can hear this. but I've got it on, it's like doing a little bit of a wave. So it's going, woo, woo. So, you know, find the one that find the settings that you like, experiment. This is your device. There are instructions. We've got customer service to help you if you ever have questions. With the Halley device, just to remind you, this comes on its own. You of course get the little bag, it's like a little sleeve, little satin sleeve pouch, I guess it's called, as well as the charger. Highly recommend at the very least pick up the photonic gel. The wipes are to clean your device. I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer, but it's not my job to spend your money for you. Maybe you want the payment plan to make it easy for you. Our rose gold bundle does come with the wipes, the gel, as well as the serum, wherever I put that. There we go. The Revitalizer serum. And of course, you also get the digital menopause manual. Again, everything is really supported by Dr. Sarah, board certified OBGYN, as well as an entire team of this female-led business by Colette. And then of course, we've also got your classic VFit, which can come on its own at $395, but just for, what is it, $16 more, we can also toss in the photonic gel and the wipes. And this comes with like a ballet pink, the ballet slipper pink pouch for it instead of like the bridal white. I'm just going to check. Oh, Lourdes, I'm glad you got you got the bra inserts. Yay. You got great. I'm so happy for you. A few of you have picked up the intimacy gel. Wonderful. Okay. I think I got to all the questions. For some reason, I don't know if I can scroll and see if there are any more. Kind of last call to ask questions on this show, but I will also say this replay is available for you at your leisure. You can watch it, revisit it. You can, of course, really dive into those product pages. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reviews. So, you know, we've just highlighted just a few of them, but I encourage you to do that. And if you have questions on the bundles, you know, last call on this one, but you can of course reach out to Joylux or read at your leisure. They all work the same way. The Halle Berry version is more powerful. You'll get there faster. The protocol is very achievable at 6 minutes every other day, eventually to 10 minutes every other day. By the time you hit weeks 8 to 10, you're on maintenance mode. That means once or twice a week. So, you know, to make the changes that you want, everything requires some sort of action. Like that's just the world, right? If you want to accomplish something, you have to do something. And so I am just so proud of you for joining us today, because that's a first step toward doing something. Maybe you've talked to your doctors and they've kind of given you sort of some answer that just didn't feel like it was aligned with how you wanted to do things, or maybe they didn't really give you any really advice at all. Maybe they can't relate. Maybe they don't understand the way, you know, what you're going through, because it can feel very lonely at times. And this is also why I'm so thrilled to be part of the Joylux team, because we really want to make sure that you feel like you have a community and that you have a voice and that we're here to help. I'm here to help. I'm at Dawn Chubey. You can find me on Instagram. You can follow Joylux on Instagram. And of course, customer care is always there to help you. But yeah, take control today. It's the middle of January. Where do you want to be by the spring when things are getting all romantic? Where do you want to be by Valentine's Day? That's around the corner. Can you imagine a month from now, what kind of Valentine's Day you could be having? I am so thrilled for you. We're back again at the end of the month, so I invite you to also set your reminders and check out the live shopping page to see when we've got other shows. The questions often dictate the route of the show, or the route of the show, depending on the way you like to pronounce it. But yeah, my name is Dawn Chubey. Thrilled to be here with you. Meme, quick question: upgraded version better because of the red light? I hate to use the word better. I just want to highlight it can be better if you want faster results and more power. So the plus version, which this can be made plus with the software upgrade, so can the white one. This is the plus, okay? And that's the shortened version of the answer. More vibration modes, stronger LEDs, and more treatment time. So this isn't necessarily better than this. If you want those things I just mentioned, if you want faster results, then yeah, this would be better, or this one would be better, right? But the technology are both proven, right? One just gets you there faster, right? Which is why Halle created it, because that's what stars want to do. They want to create something that is better all the time. And she already loved the VFit, the original one, $395. You want to pick that one up today? This is the one Halle started with. But if you're thinking today, gosh, you know, for the extra $100, I'm going to pick up the Halle one because I know I'm going to want the plus, then grab the Halle one. If you've already got the regular VFit and you're like, ooh, but I want the more, then you do the upgrade. Okay. So I hope that answered your question. Oh, did. Great. I'm glad, or Mem, sorry. I'm glad you got that. Wonderful. I'm glad you picked up the rose gold. Oh yeah, you're going to love it. Don't forget, you're getting all the stuff that you need right here. And the only thing I would say is ahead of Valentine's Day, I suspect we might get a shortage of these just before I go here, is the Let's Spin. And you know what? I have to, because I said I'd show this, so and then I'll let you guys go. But let me show you what Hallie said about the why she created the Let's Spin, and then I will let you go, because if you are thinking, okay, Valentine's Day is around the corner, you know, how do I want my Valentine's Day to go? How do I want it to go? Watch, it's like now they post so much, it have to go far down. So again, Joylux, you want to follow them right there on Instagram and take a listen to this. Here we go.
I want to share a little secret with you. If you are a woman of midlife and you are going through perimenopause or menopause and you feel like you have razor blades in your, here's something that will help you out tremendously. It's called Let's Spin. It's an intimacy gel. I teamed up with Joylux to come up with, I think, one of the best intimacy gels ever there was. It's clean, it's fresh, it's not sticky. It's made with hyaluronic acid and aloe vera. It's very, very lubricating, and it's become my new best friend. So I couldn't find one on the market, so I said, and I made it myself. Give it a try.
Yeah, easy to give it a try. We've got 2 sizes available. And, you know, you're going to notice too, Joylux page often shares a lot of Hallie's content, because Hallie has become an incredible advocate for women in menopause, perimenopause. I mean, she's like part of like having bills passed and all sorts of things. And she is a partner in this collaboration, actually, all of this collaboration with Joylux. She could have chosen other companies to try to find and make something, you know, but when you have something that's already been created that she calls a game changer, and all she did was, you know, add her stamp on it, a few little changes, and then go, here's what else I would like. And you have to actually look at the product page, because there's a cute picture and image or a video of her and her husband in bed, not like X-rated, but you can tell hubby's like, okay, girl, let's go, quit talking on the camera. Because she was all slipping and sliding and ready to go, really getting ready to ring that bell. So yeah, I mean, I'm just so thrilled for all of you, and some congratulations, Meme, congratulations everyone. Susan, thank you. Lourdes, Linda, thanks everyone for watching. And we will see you next time. In the meantime, live your very best menopausal and perimenopausal and postmenopausal life with red light, with vibration, with your personal trainer for your vagina, the VFit. I will see you in a couple of weeks.